protect, and defend the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. I, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as a minister, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully, and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the laws and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will exercise the authority vested in me as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, so as not to impede or prejudice the authority lawfully vested in the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and so as not to endanger the continuance of the Federal Government of Nigeria. That I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct or my official decisions. That I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That in all circumstances I will do right to all manner of people according to law, and I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall come known to me as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, except as may be required for the due discharge of my duties as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. We commence the fifth batch
of 5 ministers designate to have their citation. Minister designate from Kano State, Alhaji Abdullahi Muhammad Gwazo. Born on the 23rd day of September in 1960 in Koya Getso in Kano State, he holds a bachelor's degree in science from Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria in 1988. He would go on to develop a career in politics where he was thrice elected chairman of Gwazo Local Government Council between 1991 and 2007. He served as the deputy governor of Kano State between 2007 and 2011 and was a pioneer member of the Board of Trustees of the All Progressives Congress. Abdullahi Gwazo will serve as the Minister of State for Housing and Urban Development. Also from Kano State, Minister Designate Dr. Mahmoud Maria was born on the 15th day of January 1978. She studied medicine and surgery at Bayero University in Kano and later advanced her education to become a consultant in family medicine at the Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital. She is a consultant in family medicine with over 20 years of experience in the field. Dr. Maria is also a member of the National Postgraduate Medical College and the West African College of Physicians. She was appointed Commissioner for Higher Education in Kano State in 2020. In that role, she oversaw the upgrade of the state's tertiary education system, for which she has received numerous awards. She is renowned as a strong advocate for women empowerment and girl education. This seasoned administrator will serve as the Minister of State for the Federal Capital Territory. Minister Designate from Katsina State, Alhaji Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, was born on the 10th day of February 1963 and holds a bachelor's and master's degree in architecture from Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria. He also holds a master's in business administration from the same institution. During his 5-year term at the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria from April 2017 to April 2022, he championed historic reforms that helped to reposition the nation's foremost mortgage bank on the path of transparency, profitability, efficiency, and innovation, making a wider impact as a social housing delivery institution. He will serve as the Minister of Housing and Urban Development. Also from Katsina State, Minister Designate, Barrister Hanatu Musa Musawa, was born on the 1st day of November in 1974. She possesses a multifaceted background as a lawyer, newspaper columnist, and an immediate past special advisor to His Excellency, Mr. President, on culture, entertainment, and economy. She served as the deputy spokesperson and deputy director of public affairs of the APC Presidential Campaign Council. She holds a degree in law from the University of Buckingham in the United Kingdom and took an additional postgraduate master's degree in the legal aspects of marine affairs from the University of Cardiff in Wales. She also has a postgraduate master's degree in oil and gas law from the University of Aberdeen. She will serve as the Minister for Art, Culture, and the Creative Economy. Minister Designate from Kebbi State, His Excellency Senator Abubakar Atiku Bagudu. Was born on the 26th day of December, 1961. Distinguished Senator Bagudu was the executive governor of Kebbi State from 2015 to 2023. He holds a bachelor's degree in economics and a master's degree in banking and finance. He also possesses a master's degree in international affairs and economic policy management from the prestigious Columbia University in the United States. Senator Bagudu worked as an economist at the Central Bank of Nigeria and also lectured at the University of Sokoto and was at the World Bank International Finance Corporation in Washington, D.C. between 1992 and 1993. He also represented Kebbi Central Senatorial District at the 7th Senate before his election as Executive Governor of Kebbi State in 2015. Senator Bagudu was chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum from 2019 to 2023 and chairman of the Presidential Task Force on Rice and Wheat in Nigeria. He went on to represent then President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the Presidential Transition Council. This recipient of the National Award of Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON, will serve as the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning. I now respectfully ask the 5 ministers designate to step forward to take their oaths of office, following which they will share a photograph with His Excellency, Mr. President.
I, Tinubu Musawa, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. I, Tinubu Musawa, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as Minister I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that laws and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that I will exercise the authority vested in me as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria so as not to impede or prejudice the authority lawfully vested in the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and so as not to endanger the continuance of the federal government of Nigeria, that I will not allow my personal interests to influence my official conduct or my official decisions, that I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that in all circumstances I will do right to all manner of people according to law, that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, except for the due discharge of my duties as the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Just a moment ago, there were ministers designate, now ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You're watching live transmission and broadcast from Channels Television, bringing you the ministerial swearing, where 45 ministers are being sworn in by President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Tinubu. And in batches of 5, the ministers from different states will be represented in the President's cabinet are taking their oath, swearing allegiance to the state and committing to the service of the nation. The presence of those physically present in this hall and those watching around the world. 45 ministers in all will be sworn in today by President Bola Tinubu. And a few moments ago, the president made some redeployments in terms of ministries and their portfolio. And a ministry like the Ministry of Niger Delta, that was not listed in the initial list of portfolio, has now been listed. And Engineer Abubakar Momo, who was also taking his oath, is now in charge of that ministry. We're looking out to see more of them being sworn in. 45 in total will be sworn in today. And we can now say the cabinet is ready to support the president as he takes on the responsibility of running the affairs of state, Nigeria. And just to remind you, this is a live broadcast from Channels Television from the presidential villa where ministers are being sworn in. They have been done in batches of 5.
We now proceed with the next batch of 5 ministers designate to have their citations read. Also from Kebbi State, Ministerial Designate Honorable Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu. Was born on the 2nd day of February in 1967 in Ngaski, Kebbi State. Dr. Sununu holds a degree in medicine from the University of Maiduguri. He worked at the Kebbi State Government House Clinic before venturing into politics, where Honorable Sununu represented the Yari Shanga Ngaski Federal Constituency of Kebbi State. He served as the chairman of the House Committee on Healthcare Services, and he will serve as the Minister of State for Education. Minister designate from Kogi State. Prince Shuaib Audu Abubakar was born on the 6th day of November, 1980. He holds a bachelor's degree in business economics from the University of Leicester. He went further to acquire a Master of Science in International Securities, Investment, and Banking from the Henley Business School, University of Reading, as well as an MBA from the University of Oxford, all in the United Kingdom. He worked at Stanbic IBTC Bank from 2003, arising to the position of Chief Executive of Stanbic IBTC Ventures Limited. He will serve as the Minister of Steel Development. Minister designate from Lagos State, Dr. Morufu Olatunji Alausa. Was born in Epe, Lagos State, and would go on to earn his Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery from the University of Lagos in 1993. A United States board certified nephrologist. He would go on to establish the Kidney Care Center and Dialysis Care Center in the United States. He served as the chief medical resident of Cook County Hospital in Chicago, Illinois, and as an assistant professor at the Rush University Medical School. He was named as one of America's best physicians in 2007, 2012, and 2020. He has several other awards to his name, and he will serve as the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare. Also from Lagos State, Minister Designate Lola Adejohn is a seasoned executive known for her ability to lead strategic business transformations through creative design, integration, and technological systems management. Having schooled at the University of Ibadan, followed by her national service in Warri. Her extensive career traversed the oil and gas and financial industries, but with a particular focus on culture and tourism, spanning Africa, the United States, Europe, the Middle East, and India. Lola Adejohn's wealth of experience in strategic technological management, paired with her global exposure and solid education, sets her on a path to add value to the next Federal Executive Council. She will serve as the Minister of Tourism. Minister Designate from Nasarawa State, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim was born in Jos, Plateau State, on the 19th day of April in 1980. She holds a bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Abuja and 2 master's degrees in business administration and management from Webster University, Missouri, London campus. She would serve as a member of the Nasarawa State Investment and Economic Advisory Council between August 2019 and May 2023. Iman was appointed Director General of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, in 2020, where she worked assiduously towards strengthening the national response to addressing irregular migration. She was later appointed the Federal Commissioner and Chief Executive Officer for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons, NCFRMI. She will serve as the Minister of State for Police Affairs. At this juncture, I respectfully invite the 5 mentioned ministers designate to step forward to take their oaths of office, following which they will share a photograph with His Excellency, Mr. President.
I, Dr. Marufu Olatunji Alausa, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. I, Dr. Marufu Olatunji Alausa, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as a minister I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that I will exercise the authority vested in me as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, so as to not to impede or prejudice the authority lawfully vested in the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and so as not to endanger the continuance of the federal government of Nigeria, that I will not allow my personal interests to influence my official conduct or my official decisions, that I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that in all circumstances I will do the right to all manners of people according to law, that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, except as may be required for the due discharge of my duties as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Another batch of 5 ministers designate now ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria signing that book, clearly, consensuously indicative that they did it in good faith and with clarity in the presence of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is supervising and presiding over this session of the swearing-in of ministers of the Federation. They'll be doing it in batches. So this batch has Mr. Tanko Sununu from Kebbi State, who will serve as the Minister of State for Education. Mr. Shuaib Abubakar from Kogi State, who will serve as Minister for Steel Development. Dr. Tunji Alausa from Lagos State, who will serve as Minister of State and Health and Social Welfare. Lola Adejan from Lagos, who will serve as the Minister of Tourism. And Mrs. Ima Suleiman Ibrahim from Nasarawa, who serve as the Minister of State for Police Affairs. So this is the latest sets of ministers that have been sworn in and are now following protocol. So move towards the president, have a handshake, just like you can see, and then take photographs. More like welcome aboard. Let's get the work done. So you're watching live broadcast from Channels Television, ministerial swearing in of the 45 ministers that were declared by the Senate just a few days ago. And I think we have 1 or 2 more sets before the president will make his remark. Let's remind you that some redeployments were made in terms of portfolio not so long ago, just a few hours ago before this ceremony. And they include the redeployment of Abubakar Momo to the Ministry of Niger Delta that wasn't listed initially. Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, Marine and Blue Economy. Mr. Bumi Tunji Ojo to Interior. Said Al-Khali to Transportation. Then some kind of an unbundling of the Ministry of Petroleum Resources to now Oil and Gas. Heineken Lokbobri is now going to be in charge of oil in the Petroleum Ministry, and Berik Beekbo will now be in charge of gas in the same ministry. So these were some of the last minute changes before this ceremony, where ministers are being sworn in batches of 5 in alphabetical order in the presence of guests present right there at the banquet hall, Asu Villa, as well as all of us at home watching around the world.
We now commence the 7th batch of 5 ministers designate to have their citations read, with the minister designate from Niger State, distinguished Senator Aliu Sabi Abdullahi. The distinguished senator holds a bachelor's degree in veterinary medicine from the Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria. A winner of the prestigious NYSC Presidential Award. He would join the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in 1995, where he served in various capacities, rising to the position of Deputy Director. He would voluntarily retire from the position and join politics in 2014, during which he was elected senator representing Niger North Senatorial District and serving as the spokesperson of the 8th Senate. He was re-elected to the same position in the 9th Senate. The traditional title holder, Baraden Borgu, is an awardee of the National Honor Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON, and he will serve as the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security. Also from Niger State, Minister-designate Mohammed Idris was born on the 2nd day of May in 1966 in Bako, Niger State. He holds a bachelor's degree in English and a master's degree in English from Bayero University in Kano and the University of Sokoto, now Usman Danfodio University, respectively. An accomplished media entrepreneur, real estate investor, and construction magnate in Nigeria. He is also the chairman and publisher of Blueprint newspapers, among other commercial entities. He most recently served as Director of Strategic Communications of the Tinubu-Shetima Presidential Campaign Council and Chairman of the Abuja Property Development Company from 2017 to 2023. He will serve as the Minister of Information and National Orientation. Minister-designate from Ogun State, Dr. Salako Isiaq Adekunle Adeboye, was born on the 9th day of August in 1967. He holds an MBBS degree from the University of Lagos and a master's in public health from the Lagos State University, LASU. Dr. Adeboye is a certified sonologist, and as a medical personnel, he has worked in many tertiary health institutions, including the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, LASUTH, Onitsha General Hospital, Ebonyi State, Mukas Hospital in Lagos, and the Lagos State Health Service Commission, where he rose to the position of a senior medical officer before leaving the public service bureaucracy to pursue other endeavors. He would go on to serve as commissioner in 3 different ministries: agriculture, housing, and health in Ogun State between July 2007 and May 2011. He will serve as the Minister of Environment. State. Also from Ogun State, Sir Adebayo Olawale Edun. Born on the 20th day of April in 1956, Mr. Wale Edun has most recently served as the Special Advisor to His Excellency Mr. President on Monetary Policy. With extensive experience in merchant banking, corporate finance, economics, and international finance, he has held various senior positions in international financial institutions, including Chase Merchant Bank and the World Bank International Finance Corporation. He has also founded his own investment management firm, Denham Management Limited. He's a holder of a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of London and a master's degree in development economics from the University of Sussex in the United Kingdom. It is noteworthy that Mr. Wale Edun was one of the two nominees of the then President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu to serve on the Presidential Transition Council. He will serve as the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy. Also from Ogun State, Minister-designate Dr. Bosun Tijani. Hails from Itoko, Abeokuta South local government area of Ogun State and is an accomplished technology and innovation entrepreneur. Born on the 20th day of July in 1977, Dr. Tijani holds a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Jos, a master's degree in information systems and management from Warwick University in the United Kingdom, and a doctorate in innovation and economic development from the University of Leicester in the United Kingdom. After a stellar career working for leading organizations in innovation and entrepreneurship across Europe, he co-founded Co-Creation Hub Nigeria in 2010 as Nigeria's first technology hub. Under his leadership as CEO of the Co-Creation Hub Nigeria, the institution expanded to become the largest Pan-African innovation center with offices in Kenya, Rwanda, and Namibia, with projects and activities in over 17 African countries. Dr. Tijani is a Desmond Tutu Leadership Fellow at the African Leadership Institute, London, amongst other fellowships. He is also a visiting professor at the Wits School of Governance in South Africa. He will serve as the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy. At this juncture, I respectfully invite the 5 named ministers designate to step forward to take their oaths of office, following which they will share a photograph with His Excellency, Mr. President.
I do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, So help me God. I, Senator Mr. do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as a minister, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that I will exercise the authority vested in me as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria so as not to impede or prejudice the authority lawfully vested in the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and so as not to endanger the continuation of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Federal Government of Nigeria, that I will not allow my personal interests to influence my official conduct or my official decisions, that I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that in all circumstances, I will do right to all manner of people according to law, that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, except as may be required for the due discharge of my duties as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
The next set of 5 ministers just so have been taking their oath of office. You're watching them sign that register again. Aliyu Abdullahi from Niger State is going to serve as Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security. Mohammed Idris from Niger State as well, Information and National Orientation. Ishat Salako from Ogun State, Minister of State Environment. Mr. Wale Edun from Ogun State, Minister of Finance and Coordinator Minister of the Ministry of the Economy, and Bosun Tijani from Ogun State, Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, also from Ogun State. So there's a 7th batch of the ministers that have just been sworn in by the president as they take their oath of office. So if we go on through some of the things that had happened today, we had the first batch of ministers have been sworn in. Mr. Latif Fagbemi, that's the AGF and Minister of Justice. From Abia State, we have Onye George and Kiruka, Labor and Employment. Mr. Ekperikpe Ekbo, who is Ministry of Petroleum Resources with emphasis on gas. From Anambra State, Uju Kennedy, Women Affairs. And Tahiru Adamu from Adamawa State, that's education. We also had Professor Ali Pate, Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare. From Bauchi State, Yusuf Meitama, Minister of Foreign Affairs. And Bayelsa State, we have Senator Henneke Lekpobiri as the Minister of State for Oil, that's in the Petroleum Resources Ministry. And then we have Professor Joseph Utsev, Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation. We also had Abubakar Kyari from Borno State, Minister of Agriculture and Food Security. So these are some of the sets that you're watching on your screen. This is the 7th set. As much as we can, we're going to run through as many as possible to understand some of the ministers think are expected to be called in again to take their oath of office.
The next batch of ministers designate to have their citations read begins with the Minister Designate from Ondo State, Honorable Olubumi Tunji Ojo. Born on Workers' Day in 1982, Honorable Tunji Ojo is a two-term representative of Akoko Northeast, Akoko Northwest Federal Constituency of Ondo State. During his time in the House, he served as the chairman of the Committee on Niger Delta Development. He holds a bachelor's degree in electronics and communication engineering from London Metropolitan University, along with several other professional certifications. He will serve as the Minister of Interior. Minister Designate from Osun State. His Excellency Adeboyega Oyetola was born on the 29th day of September 1954 in Iragbiji, Osun State. He served as the immediate past executive governor of Osun State. He holds a bachelor's degree in insurance and a master's in business administration from the University of Lagos in 1978 and 1990, respectively. Beginning his career as an area manager at Leadway Assurance Company Limited in 1980, the former state chief executive went on to found and own his own business, the Silver Trust Insurance Brokers Limited, in 1991. He has assumed board positions in leading organizations with diverse interests, including finance and real estate. Beginning his career in the public sector, in 2011, he became the Chief of Staff to the former governor of Osun State. He would go on to contest and win his election as the executive governor of Osun State between 2018 and 2022. His remarkable achievements as governor earned him several prestigious awards for his ability to manage the state's affairs without resorting to borrowing, while delivering substantial dividends of democracy. One of such was the World Bank's State's Fiscal Transparency, Accountability, and Sustainability Award for efficiency in public expenditure, amongst other awards. This recipient of the prestigious national honor of Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON, will serve as the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. Minister Designate from Oyo State. Adebayo Adekola Adelabu. The distinguished recipient of the national honor, the Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, OFR, is an accomplished banker and financial consultant, born on the 28th day of September in 1970. Adebayo Adelabu was a former deputy governor of operations at the Central Bank of Nigeria, and in 2019 ran as the Oyo State gubernatorial candidate for the governing All Progressives Congress. Mr. Adelabu received a first-class degree in accounting from Obafemi Awolowo University and is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, as well as a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria and an associate member of the Institute of Directors of Nigeria and the United Kingdom. Mr. Adelabu has also taken up professional courses in various business schools, including Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, at the University of Pennsylvania, Columbia University, and the University of London. He will serve as the Minister of Power. Minister-designate from Plateau State, Right Honorable Simon Bako Lalong. His Excellency Simon Lalong served as the immediate past Executive Governor of Plateau State and was born on the 5th day of May in 1963 in Shendan local government area of the state. A graduate of the Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria, Dr. Lalong holds a bachelor's degree in law, 1990, and a master's in law from the University of Jos. In 1999, he contested and won election into the Plateau State House of Assembly and was re-elected in 2003. He was elected Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly in 2000, serving 2 terms in the House of Assembly. He would go on to serve 2 terms as the Executive Governor of Plateau State from 2015 to 2023. He would eventually be elected Chairman of the Northern Governors Forum in 2019, and of course, very recently served as the victorious Director General of the Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council in the 2023 general elections. His Excellency Simon Lalong is a recipient of the National Honor of the Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON, and he will serve as Minister of Labor and Employment. Minister Designate from the Great River State. His Excellency Barrister Chief Nyesom Ezenwo-Wike, aside receiving the loudest applause so far today, was born on the 13th day of December 1967 and is a life bencher on the body of benchers, serving most recently as the 2-term Executive Governor of River State from 2015 to 2023. He was educated at the River State University of Science and Technology and the University of Port Harcourt, where he obtained his Bachelor of Laws degree and Bachelor of Science, Political and Administrative Studies, respectively. He would go on to be elected as the Executive Chairman of Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State from 1999 to 2007, where he would eventually be elected as the chairman of Allgon. He would go on to serve as the chief of staff in the River State Government House, Port Harcourt, between 2007 and 2011. He would then serve the nation as Minister of State for Education and eventually acting Minister of Education during the administration of former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. His Excellency Governor Nyesom Wike has received numerous awards and recognitions for his outstanding achievements as the Executive Governor of Rivers State. He is a recipient of the National Award of the Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON, and he will serve as the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. I now respectfully invite the 5 named ministers designate to step forward to take their oaths of office, following which they will share a photograph with His Excellency, Mr. President.
Solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. I, Simon Baklalong, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as a minister, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest of sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will exercise the authority vested in me as the Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, so as not to impede or prejudice the authority lawfully vested in the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and so as not to endanger the continuance of the federal government of Nigeria. That I will not allow my personal interests to influence my official conduct or my official decisions, that I will do to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That in all circumstances, I will do right to all manner of people according to law. That I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, except as may be required for the due discharge of my duties as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
This batch has 2 governors, the governor of River State, Nyesom Wike, where you saw the ovation and clap, and I'm sure you understand why. He's going to be in charge of the ministry of the FCT, rather, former Governor Nyesom Wike of River State. That's Simon Lalong of Plateau State, former governor, is going to be heading the Labor and Employment Ministry as a minister. And Adebayo Adelabu, Minister of Power. And the third governor in that set, the former governor of Osun State, Adegboyega Oyetola, Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. He's going to be in charge of that ministry. And Olubumi Ojo, Tunji Ojo, former member of the House of Representatives from Ondo State, is going to be in charge of the Ministry of Interior. So in all, we will have 9 batches of these ministers being sworn in sets of 5. And so the protocol is their citation will be read by the Masters of Ceremony, who is the special advisor to the president on the media and publicity, Jirin Galali. And then they will eventually step forward to take their oath and sign the book that you're seeing in front of them, with the president standing to supervise and preside over that session. And then they will move forward to have a handshake and photograph with the president. All of these are documented, 45 of them in all, to be sworn in today. Formerly ministers designate, now ministers of the Federal Republic. And according to the 1999 Constitution, the 7th schedule is where you have everything that pertains to oath taking that you heard them take, whether it's the president or the minister, commissioner, or governor. The 7th schedule of the 1999 Constitution as amended is where they read their oath from. So just a rundown of a few others. Just before this set, we had Aliyu Abdullahi from Niger State, Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security. Mohammed Idris from Niger State as well. Information and National Orientation. Ishak Salako from Ogun State, Minister of State for Environment. Wale Edun, Minister of Finance. And Bosun Tijani, also from Ogun State, Minister of Communication and Digital Economy. Right. I would humbly request that we keep the noise down just a bit as we now commence the reading of the citation of the final 5 ministers designate. Minister designate from Sokoto State, Barrister Bello Muhammad Goronyo, was born on New Year's Day in 1966 at Sabongari in Goronyo, local government area of Sokoto State. He obtained a bachelor's degree in law at Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto in 1997 and was called to the Nigerian bar in 2001. He also holds a master's degree in energy security management from the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, as well as a master's in business management and leadership from the London Graduate School in the United Kingdom, as well as another master's degree in strategic studies from the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna. Barrister Goronyo was a 2-time member
of the Sokoto State House of Assembly, representing Goronyo constituency between 2007 and 2015, where he served as minority leader, deputy leader, and deputy speaker of the Sokoto State House of Assembly. He would later be appointed as the Commissioner of Solid Minerals and Energy Development, as well as the Commissioner of Information in the government of Sokoto State between 2015 and 2018. He will serve as the Minister of State for Water Resources and Sanitation. Minister-designate from Taraba State, Uba Megari Amadu, is a lawyer by profession and was born on the 6th day of September 1966 in Donga local government area of Taraba State. He was a former deputy governor of the state from 2003 to 2004, and he was also the managing partner at Dangari and Megari Solicitors and Advocates between 1992 and 1996. Uba Amadu was a board member of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency representing the Northeast, and also served as Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs in the Taraba State Government from December 2022 to March 2023. He will serve as the Minister of State for Steel Development. Minister-designate from Yobe State, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Ibrahim Gaidam, was born on the 15th day of September 1956 in Bukarti, Yobe State. Distinguished Senator Gaidam has a bachelor's degree in accountancy from Ahmadu Bello University. He rose from an early start as an accountant in the defunct Directorate of Foods, Roads, and Rural Infrastructure to become the Senior Director in the Yobe State Ministry of Health. Before his eventual election as Deputy Governor and then Executive Governor of Yobe State, he also served as a commissioner in various ministries at that time. He presently represents Yobe East Senatorial District in the Nigerian Senate. He will serve as the Minister of Police Affairs. Minister-designate from Zamfara State, His Excellency Dr. Bello Mohammed Matawale was born on the 12th day of February 1962 in Maradun local government area of Zamfara State. He is the immediate past executive governor of the state. A recipient of the national honor of the Member of the Order of the Niger, MON, in 2006, Dr. Matawale attended Vocational Training Center, Bunza, between 1980 and 1985 for his senior school certificate. As a man from humble beginnings, he began his service to the nation as a clerical officer in the old Sokoto State Ministry of Health in 1985, before he became a classroom teacher between 1990 and 1993. Between 1999 and 2003, he would serve as the Honorable Commissioner Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs in Zamfara State, and in 2003 was elected as a member of the House of Representatives representing the Bakura Maradun Federal Constituency until 2015. He also served as a member of the Presidential Committee on Dialogue and Peaceful Resolution of Security Challenges in the North before being elected as the Executive Governor of Zamfara State in 2019. His Excellency Dr. Matawale will serve as the Minister of State for Defense. Last but certainly not least is the Minister Designate from the Federal Capital Territory. Honorable Zephaniah Bitrus Chisalo was born on the 3rd day of April in 1970, after which he would go on to obtain a degree in education from the University of Jos, along with various certificates across the private and public sectors. He eventually represented Abuja Municipal Buhari Federal Constituency of the FCT in the 7th and 8th Assemblies. He would go on to serve as the chairman of the Abuja Municipal Area Council for 6 years. The holder of the national honor of Member of the Order of the Federal Republic, MFR, will serve as the Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs. At this juncture, I respectfully invite the 5 named ministers designate to step forward to take their oaths of office before sharing a photograph with His Excellency, Mr. President.
I, Bello Muhammad Oranyo, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. I, Bello Muhammad Oranyo, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as a minister, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will exercise the authority vested in me as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, so as not to impede or prejudice the authority lawfully vested in the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and so as not to endanger the continuance of the Federal Government of Nigeria. That I will not allow my personal interests, official conduct, or my official decisions. That I will do to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That in all circumstances, I will do right to all manner of people according to law. That I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, except as may be required for the due discharge of my duties as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
The ninth and final batch of the ministers being sworn in. We have Bello Goronyo, Minister of State for Water Resources, Uba Madu, Minister of State for Steel Development, Ibrahim Gaidam, Minister of Police Affairs, Bello Matawale, Minister of State for Defense, Tefanaya Chisalo, Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs. That's the ninth batch of the ministers being sworn in right here at the banquet hall of the Astor Villa, presided over by President Bola Tinubu. 45 of them in all. They came in batches of 5, from the very first to the second to the third, and now the ninth and the final batch before the president will eventually make his remarks. So as much as time will allow, we'll run through some of the names and the people, the ministers have now been sworn in. And just before now, we had Lubumi Ojo, Degboyega Oyetola, Adebayo Adelabu, Simon Lalong, Nyesom Wike, in different ministries from Interior, Marine and Blue Economy, Power, Labor and Employment, and the FCT. We also had Aliyu Abdullahi, Minister of State for Agriculture, Food Security, Mohammed Idris, Minister of Information and National Orientation, Ishaq Salako, Minister of State for Environment, Wale Edu, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Bosu Tijani, Minister of Communication and Digital Economy. We had Tanko Sununu, Minister of State for Education, Shaib Abubakar, Minister of Steel Development, Dr. Tunji Alausa, Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Lola Adejan, Minister of Tourism, Ima Sulaiman Ibrahim, Minister of State for Police Affairs. We also had Abubakar Bagudu, Minister of Budgets and National Planning, Hanatu Musawa, Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Ahmed Dangewa, Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Dr. Mairiga Mahmood, Minister of State for the FCT, Mohammed Gwalzo, Minister of State for Housing and Urban Development. We also had Badaru Abubakar, Minister of Defense, Dr. Doris Ihite, Minister of Trade and Investment, Saidu Al-Khali, Minister of Transportation, Uche Naji, Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Sadila Lake, Solid Minerals Development, Mr. Abubakar Momo, Niger Delta Development, Mr. Festus Keyamo, Aviation and Aerospace Development, Mr. John Eno, Minister of Sports Development,
I'm not done.
also Dr. Betta Adu, Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. So any moment from now, we're expected to hear from the president, who will be giving his remarks as part of this very important ceremony where ministers have now been sworn in and the cabinet is set to work with the president. So we'll be running through a list of the ministers that have so far been sworn in. This is Channels Television broadcasting from the nation's capital, Abuja.
Following His Excellency, Mr. President's remarks, and after the national anthem, newly inaugurated members of the Federal Executive Council are hereby requested to join His Excellency Mr. President, His Excellency the Vice President, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation for an inauguration photograph on the other side of that curtain. As they proceed to do so, I kindly request that everyone else here present remain seated during that photograph session. Also, I kindly request for all newly sworn in members of the Federal Executive Council to, at some point later in the day, proceed to the Permanent Secretary General Services Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation to pick up their appointment letters. Without further ado, it is my distinct honor and privilege to invite His Excellency, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to provide his first remarks to the new council.
Please be seated. The light won't come on. The Vice President, the Senate President, the Speaker House of the Representatives, the National Chairman of our Progressive Party, our party, Dr. Ganduje, Chairman, Governors Forum, other governors here present, Secretary to the Federal Government, Chief of Staff, Honorable Ministers, and the traditional rulers, service chiefs, senior government officials, members of our extended families, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to all of you for being here today. In line with the constitutional obligations, the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has screened and confirmed 45 ministers who will superintend over the Ministry of Federal Government in this administration of renewed hope. The men and women who have been sworn in have been carefully selected by me for their track record of excellence and achievement in public and private sector. They reflected the diversity of Nigeria and bring to their new roles an assortment of experience and expertise to help guide the nation's affairs and also continue to rebuild the nation and re-engineer all our finances and defects. Building blocks of Nigeria today and the future. Fellow Nigerians, The challenges we face today are very daunting. Yes, they are. Yet, amidst these evident challenges, we have the opportunity to implement long overdue reforms that will improve the operations of government, transform our nation's economy, and ensure peace, safety, and prosperity for our people. These are the objectives that underpin the renewed hope agenda. And these are the objectives that have inspired the selection of a lot of these distinguished ladies and gentlemen who are ministers by now. Minister of Federal Republic, you are. Not minister of a region or minister of a particular state. Since my inauguration on May 29, I have taken steps to begin implementing the agenda upon which I campaigned and for which I received the mandate of Nigerian people. With the inauguration of ministers today, we are about to accelerate our governing efforts, move forward, realizing our best aspiration for Nigeria. It's all about a great team, and I believe we have them here. It is high honor to be chosen to serve as a minister in the Federal Executive Council of our beloved republic. With such high honor comes tremendous responsibility. In this moment of abundant promise and peril in equal measure, all of you who have been sworn in have been called to distinguish yourself. It is me who know you and delegates this authority. But the greatest number of Nigerians are highly expectant of delivery and accountability and transparency. Nigeria expects that you will serve with integrity, dignity, and deliver. I will hold you to that standard. We all promise Nigerians. Your assignment began immediately. As your country honors you today, by this call to service, you must each work to make yourselves worthy in the eyes of God and all our nation's people. Your highest obligation is to restore public faith in government so that our people can once again believe that the right hands, the government, can show and believe in you, that the government can be a positive force for transformation and a vehicle for collective progress of this country. I congratulate you and welcome you to the administration of renewed hope. I wish you success in this new assignment. We are in this boat. If it is a vehicle, and I am the driver, the entire Nigerians are behind, sitting and watching as you and I navigate this vehicle. We must hold each other responsible. We have to do the job to meet the expectation of all Nigerians. As I said earlier on, you are not a minister of a particular state, colony, region, or ethnic nationality. You are a minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria. God be with you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
The national anthem.